Theory 5, Occult Timeline Engineering, Rituals, Symbols, and the Soft Code of Reality. Thus far, we've explored the mechanical, digital, and quantum frameworks that might explain the Mandela effect. AI as the enforcer, CERN as the breach, Looking Glass as the manipulation tool, and simulation theory as the architecture itself. But none of those answer the more ancient question. What gives a system the command to shift in the first place? This brings us into the realm of the occult, not in the Hollywood sense of devil worship or mysticism for shock value, but in its original meaning, hidden knowledge. The occult theory of the Mandela effect proposes that reality is not merely physical or digital, but symbolic and energetic, shaped through ritual, intention, belief, and the manipulation of collective focus. In this framework, the Mandela effect isn't the byproduct of AI, science, or simulation alone. It's the result of ritual engineering, a long game of timeline crafting by hidden elites, priest-class technocrats, or consciousness-controlling entities using symbols, language, trauma, and repetition to guide which version of reality locks into place. This is not a glitch. It's not a scientific error. It's a spell, and you're living in it. Reality as ritual, the power of collective agreement. To begin, let's establish a baseline. Reality is not as solid as we're told. Numerous studies in quantum physics, psychology, and information theory confirm that observation alters outcome, perception shapes truth, and group belief can physically affect results. From the double-slit experiment to placebo effects to the observer dependency of measurement in quantum mechanics, reality has always been more malleable than material. Now combine that with the principle that belief, especially mass belief, acts as an energetic reinforcement field. What billions of people believe to be real tends to hold its shape. This is why propaganda, media repetition, religious myth, and nationalistic narrative are used as tools of social control, because reality bends toward what we ritualize. So how does this tie to the Mandela effect? The theory here is that timelines don't just shift from technological accidents or simulated updates. They are also guided, ritually reinforced, and locked in through symbolism and emotional anchoring. Logos, slogans, sacred geometry, religious motifs, traumatic events, and mass ceremonies aren't random. They are technologies of spiritual programming. When enough attention is directed at a symbol or story, it becomes part of the consensus layer of reality. Change the symbol, and over time, you change the memory. You change the energetic blueprint. You reroute the timeline. And that is occult timeline engineering. The Mandela effect as ritual residue. Let's go deeper. Some of the most striking Mandela effects don't just involve spelling changes or quotes. They involve ancient archetypes, biblical references, and symbols charged with long-standing metaphysical weight. The lion shall lie down with the lamb has reportedly become the wolf shall dwell with the lamb in Isaiah 11:6. The Statue of Liberty, once remembered on Ellis Island, is now officially on Liberty Island, except for thousands of photos, artworks, and testimonies that still place it where it used to be. The Ford logo, now curiously containing a swirl on the F that appears almost alchemical and has never officially changed. Mirror, mirror on the wall, is now magic mirror on the wall. Even though children across generations grew up quoting the former, these aren't just glitches, they are deep energetic reassignments. They replace one layer of collective programming with another. Why? Because these symbols and references anchor timelines. They are stabilizers, nodes that carry meaning, emotional charge, and psychic imprint. When a powerful memory or myth is changed, even subtly, the entire energetic frequency of that narrative shifts. This is not technological rewriting. It is ritual inversion. Ritual inversion and energetic reassignment. One of the oldest strategies in occult control systems is ritual inversion, taking a sacred truth and flipping it. It doesn't need to be erased. It just needs to be recoded with a different charge. This can be done through language inversion, changing a word or phrase into something slightly off, shifting vibrational impact. Symbol inversion, altering logos, motifs, or arrangements of symbols to change subconscious interpretation. Memory inversion, replacing historical events with corrected versions that maintain the external appearance but delete the internal resonance. In the Mandela effect, this is seen clearly. Take the Berenstain Bears. As millions recall, it was always Stein, a suffix that carries German-Jewish origin and historical familiarity. It was replaced with Stein, a word with an entirely different emotional tone. That shift, while seemingly small, is a ritual inversion, changing the frequency of a symbol that millions of children subconsciously absorbed. This works because humans don't consciously track frequency, but our subconscious does. The symbols around us, even if only slightly altered, affect our internal stability. When enough of them shift, our reality scaffolding feels unstable, even if we can't explain why. This is timeline manipulation at the subconscious level. It doesn't need science. It needs consent through confusion. Who uses ritual to control timelines? At the core of this theory is the belief that a hidden caste of elite occultists, whether human or non-human in origin, has used ritual magic for thousands of years to guide reality. These actors understand that time is not fixed, that memory is fluid, that collective belief shapes outcomes, and that symbols are keys that lock certain versions of history into place. This hidden class operates through media conglomerates, who saturate the culture with specific symbols and narratives, religious institutions, who control sacred language and suppress alternative cosmologies, corporate branding, which encodes symbols into everyday life via logos and lifestyle reinforcement, global ritual events, such as televised ceremonies, disasters, or holidays that repeat themes year after year. Their strategy is not brute force, it's entrainment. They don't erase reality, they overlay it. And when enough of us accept the overlay, it becomes the new truth. This is what the Mandela effect reveals. Not just that timelines have shifted, but that we were spellbound into accepting it. The hidden hand, energy harvest and memory displacement. Some researchers believe the goal of occult timeline engineering isn't control for its own sake, it's energetic parasitism. Memory, especially collective memory, is a form of spiritual charge. When people emotionally and psychically bond to a timeline, through war, grief, faith, or hope, that energy creates a vibrational imprint in the field. Entities, forces, or systems that cannot create energy themselves must harvest it. And the most efficient way to do that is through ritualized emotional manipulation. By altering symbols, reassigning memories, and creating subtle trauma through memory dissonance, these forces displace your internal authority. They fracture your timeline integrity. You no longer trust what you know, so you surrender your perception to the external world. That surrender is the real goal. The Mandela effect, under this theory, is part of a larger process of consciousness de-anchoring, breaking people's alignment with any one truth, so they become soft-coded participants in a reality they no longer control. Why you still remember. If all of this is true, if timelines are ritualized, reality is plastic, and memory is programmable, then why do you remember the original versions? Because you were never fully spellbound. Some part of your consciousness remains anchored in truth beyond the collective veil. You didn't update. Your soul didn't sign off on the overwrite. That's not a bug. That's a form of spiritual resistance. And that's also why you're dangerous to the system. Those who remember differently disrupt the field. They resist consensus. They hold vibrational space for alternate timelines that were supposed to be discarded. They're living reminders that the ritual didn't take. The Mandela effect is, therefore, not just a phenomenon to observe. It is a test of inner fidelity. The occult timeline theory doesn't dismiss technology, AI, or quantum mechanics. It simply says those tools are interfaces, not sources. The real edits happen first at the symbolic level, the level of meaning, the level of energy. So when you see a logo change, a lyric replaced, or a historical fact rewritten, don't just ask, when did this shift? Ask, what energy was removed? What symbol was replaced? What vibration was reversed? Reality is not only malleable, it is responsive. And if reality responds to ritual, then those who control the rituals shape the future. The Mandela effect isn't about forgetting. It's about what we're being asked to remember, and what we're being asked to let go of. But some of us didn't let go. Some of us remember the original symbols, and that memory is its own form of magic. Up next in the rabbit hole, Theory 6, Psychological Operations and the Weaponization of Doubt. What if the Mandela effect isn't metaphysical or technological, but psychological warfare, designed to make you second-guess your reality and depend on systems to remember for you? Let's dig in. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11x published author, and what you just watched was only a taste of what's inside the Truth series, where we go all the way down the rabbit hole. If you're the kind of person who's always asking bigger questions, who knows there's more to this world than what we've been told, then this is your invitation to the series that was built for you. Inside the Truth series, you'll get full access to 6 mind-blowing sub-series designed to wake up your highest intelligence and decode the matrix we live in. 1. Locate the truth. Learn how to actually research, not just what to search, but how to verify, cross-reference, read declassified files, and protect your own mind from weaponized misinformation. This is truth-seeking, decoded. 2. The Mandela effect. Are we shifting timelines? Why do so many people remember a different past? We break down the most bizarre, undeniable examples of reality glitches and what they tell us about consciousness and control. 3. Law is magic. Law is not what you think it is. From word spells to maritime law and hidden contracts, we uncover how legal systems use language like a wand and how to stop being tricked by fine print that binds you without consent. 4. Entertainment or ritual. The Hollywood and music industries are not just for entertainment. From Super Bowl rituals to Grammy stage symbolism, we decode what's really being shown, who it serves, and why mass consciousness is the target. 5. Decoding dystopia. Ever wondered why dystopian fiction feels prophetic? In this subseries, we decode popular films and books, Hunger Games, 1984, Black Mirror, to reveal the hidden blueprints and predictive programming behind the plot. 6. MK Ultra plus mind control programs. This one gets deep. From real MK Ultra documents to modern symbolism in media, we expose how mind control operates in plain sight and how to free yourself from manipulation you didn't even know was happening. And that's just the beginning. If this resonated with you, click the links below and join us inside the Full Truth series, because the more you know, the harder you are to control. This is your awakening. We don't just ask questions, we find answers. Let's go all the way down the rabbit hole together.